Good morning. It's about 5:50 in the morning, 20 minutes into the journey from Charkabot, leaving behind the village towards Tinje. It's gonna be another long stretch, long way towards Tinje. The moon's still up there. It's a half moon. There are no villages or any place to stop by for food in between these two villages, so I must reach Tinje today anyhow. There are campsites in between the villages, but I'd rather be in a village inside a cozy, warm room and feel safe than to stay inside a tarp. There is a pass to cross, about 5,000 meters, so that should be about 700 meters of elevation gain from the village here, and from there it's all the way to Tinje, walking on a flat surface along the river. I think if we go towards left, there's a trail leading you towards Dotarap, and towards the right I think goes towards Tinje. I think it was a good call in taking a rest day yesterday. Today I'm feeling much better. I hope I can walk all the way to Tinje today before 6, I would say. Don't want to drag along. Once again I can't use my water pipe because it's frozen. Hey, the sun's up, so it'll take some time for this to melt. Can't really drink it right now. There is what seems to be like Mola Pass. I can see a small white spot which looks like a collection of money stones, and this is the hill that separates Charkabot from Tinje. Looks very close, but might take me about another 1.5 hours or maybe 2. I will see. Not some, but lots of yaks heading up the pass, I think, because they are heading up that direction. Lots of yaks in there. Sun shining bright and warm, but my water pipe is still frozen. I can't drink it. There seems to be a small river down there, small river crossing, and hopefully I can drink that water as well. Yeah, thirsty. It's about 8:30 and I can clearly see the flags on the pass. Maybe another 30 to 45 minutes, a few more twists and turns, and we'll be there at the pass. But it's been a great day. I can see some mountain range there, some snow peaks, mountains. The rest is just deserted. It's beautiful. I love it. Every time, man. So blessed to be here. A few more twists and turns and you're almost there in the pass. Make it. Looking back to Charkabot, I've never felt the pass so close. You know, I could just reach out and grab it. I never felt so much better coming up to a pass. That was an easy one. It's about 8:48. It should be less than 3.5 hours from Charkabot to the pass, which stands at about 5,000 meters. And from now here, it's all the way down to Tinje, walking along the higher route of the Great Himalayan Trail now, leaving back Charkabot. And yeah, I can see the yaks that was climbing up the hill sometime before. They have already reached the valley down. It's all the way down to Tinje. The hike should be very similar to the one that I did from Jongbengla to Charkabot. Yeah, but feels so happy and feels so great to be here. Once again, Mola Pass. What could I say? It's just so beautiful. The moon's still up there, half moon. I'm just loving it, you know. To be honest, when I was in the Manaslu region, I was very doubtful about Dolpo. I was scared, yeah, okay. I was scared to be walking on this remote land. I was a little bit doubtful about myself, walking by myself, but now that I'm here, I'm absolutely loving it. It's great to be here. Once again, so blessed and so happy to be here. And my plan is to reach Shayfoksundo Lake in about 5 days from here. It should be possible if I keep my pace steady. Across the Mola Pass, the valley opened up, and you could see the trail leading to the river below. With some basic navigation skill, you could easily follow the trail. I was still chasing the yaks. These beasts of nature looked straight out of the Mahabharata battle scene, ready and marching for war as they shook the ground. The yak herders had stopped at a karka to let the animals graze on the last remaining shrubs before the harsh winter. I was once again at a junction where the hill on the left led over to the Jarkoi Pass and to Dotarap.
but I was to follow the trail straight ahead on the right of this pyramid-shaped hill. Just as easy it was to walk in complete solitude on this easy trail. At some small section you would find yourself in a maze of trails printed by the animals in this vast landscape. I had to keep my head up, look at the direction I was headed to, look out for markings, and just not let the heat beat me. I had to make a few river crossings. There was no bridge, so I had to jump across stones with the help of my trek pole that gave me a third base of support. I walked through several campsites along the way, which were apparent by the dead campfires used by many trekking groups walking this route, and as well as the yak herders themselves.
About 2 hours away from the village of Tinje, at this junction you can see a trail that connects to Tinje from Tokyo in Dotarap. The shortcut leading towards Tokyo from Tinje.
Due to the distance between Charkavot and Tinje, people make at least a single or double camp on the journey. Carrying the sun on my back, I was still walking, enjoying the solitude.
It's been a long day. It's 5 in the evening and it's 11 and a half hours already into the journey. Finally I can see the village of Tinje right at the base of this hill right here. It should take me about another 30 minutes. That should be 12 hours into the journey. It feels so great to see the village here. About 15 minutes away from here now. It's been a really long day. What I'm looking at is food and sleep. It's a beautiful feeling to make it this far. I feel all sorts of emotions in me right now. Every day, every morning and every evening I feel great, I feel revived, because there's so much to do. There is so much to see, so much work to be done. There seems to be a bridge. Remember the one trail that I told you about coming from Dotarap? Yeah, beginning connection right here. And this newly built steel bridge, you know, right here. Alright, I promise from tomorrow, no more 12 hours of walking, okay? Seems to be a small gate to the village. I'm now in the village of Tinje, and I'm inside a house in this village. I asked the people if they had a place to stay for me for the night, and then they accepted. This is the kitchen. Place to sit. I tried to find a hotel, but I wasn't able to find any. Seems to be a very remote village. Tinje. Good morning. I'm still in the house. It's about 6:35. They gave me good food, rice and potato and goat meat curry. They allowed me to sleep here. I was warm, and I will try to film some footages around the village here, because this is a very big village, around 100 houses and 500 to 600 people live in here. It's a pretty big village, and I will try to film some footage around here before I leave. Alright.
By the time I was awake, the people from the house were already out doing the daily chores. First thing I did was search for a toilet, which to my surprise was none. The man walked me outside the house to a wall which looked over a massive field. You could see people working on the farm far away. He convinced me this system applied to all the villagers. After he left, I had a choice, either to face the wall or just enjoy the view as I finished my business. As I sat there, I realized how big of a village Tinje was. The farmland spread across a few kilometers in length and a few hundred meters in width. It consisted of over 100 houses, a school and a Buddhist monastery. I was now in the northern part of Dolpo. A thriving group of Himalayan people lived here in this part of the world. Later, I would know of many small villages scattered all across the valley. This was not isolated as Charkavot was. Early up, the animals were marching towards the hills, the children heading towards the school, and the adults working through the fields as they do day in, day out.
Good morning. Good morning. The day has begun. I'm about 25 minutes away outside the village of Tinje, heading towards Simen and then to Khomas. Also had my breakfast, 2 packs of bonbon biscuits and a cup of coffee, you know, a small thermos that I have. Looking forward to the day. Beautiful sun shining behind me. I think the sun should be behind me today as well. In the last 4 days since I left Kagbeni, the sun's been behind me all day long. Arriving a small little village here. I think this one is abandoned.
An hour outside Tinje, I arrived at a place where the Mugdem Khola met the Panjam Khola. The village of Folwa was located here. The trail narrowed, and so did the gorge. First time in the last 4 days, I briefly walked under the shadow. At points the river was rapid. Once again the trail drops next to the river and climbs up a hill. In a remote part of the trail I see Namgyal Gompa and Pu Gompa, a few deserted villages, and pass through some more yak herders.
I'm now able to see the village of Simen and the trail that's leading towards Simen Pass. The village is right there. The trail is right here, leading to the pass up there. Take me another 15 minutes to reach there.
The trail is marked with several sites of money walls throughout. This chotin marked an entry to Simen Gaon. To my wonder, there were several trees in this village. The wind gave life to the upright prayer flags. I walked along and came across a small wooden bridge that led the trail straight up the hill to Simen Pass. I looked back to see the perfectly camouflaged village on the base of this hill range. Deep down within me, a voice told me to make a second visit to this village for a longer stay. It had that livable vibe with its surrounding. It was remote, yet open and naked under the mighty sky.
I've been here at the Simen Pass. Made it through the Simen Pass and now heading towards the village of Khomas. It's 1 in the afternoon. I will definitely push over the pass and reach the village on the other side. I'm not staying here for the night because it's only 1 in the afternoon. It's too early to settle down. There has to be a shortcut towards Saldang from this hill here. There has to be a pass. I'm not sure about it, but Saldang is located just behind that pass. But just to play it safe, I'll be taking the Khomas Pass and head down to Chagaon, I think, and towards Saldang tomorrow. I've made it to the Khomas Pass. It's 3:30. It took me 3 hours all the way from Simen Pass, right there. Should take me a couple of hours to reach the village down there. The landscape is just beautiful. There's some snow peaks in there, small lake. But very happy to have made it here. Second pass of the day. This one is 4,460 meters. I know it's a little windy here, but the landscape is absolutely beautiful, absolutely amazing. I can see a village down there. Not sure the name.
By the time I reached Khomas Pass, I was tired, but I still had some strength in me to pull it through to the village below. Fortunately, it was now downhill and I found myself running. When I reached the river, again, there was no bridge, so I had to use my trek pole to cross the river. The chortens marked the entry to Sugu village. This village had a school, which meant it was more developed and centralized. As I walked through the village, I met a group of people who suggested I could camp on the school ground. However, one woman offered to host me at her house.
Simikot. Simikot Humla. Humla. Hinarauna go dala. Hinara. Tara hinara. Ada bagra aite. Bagra. Bala trebas. Bala trebas. Cut के तो काई